Amen.
Please be seated. And we have Mr. Olofson from the Diocese of Joliet.
Thank you very much, Father Bauer, Your Excellency, Father Becker, all of our honored guests this evening, and my brothers. Ever since I was a new man, when I sat in the back row of this chapel, I've been looking forward to this day, when I would share with all of you the story of my priest hero, Father Dennis Spies. I first met Father Dennis when I was in the 5th grade, and since then, he's played a huge role in my life, most especially my pursuit of the priesthood. To give you a little background, Father Dennis grew up on a farm outside the small town of Ashcombe, Illinois. Being the only son, he had his mind set on one goal, running the family farm and seed company. His family is very faithful, so the faith was something that he loved as a kid growing up. In college, he studied agricultural business so that he could successfully run this farming business he was set to inherit. After serving a year with Net Ministries and helping to start the youth group at his home parish, he began to realize a deeper call from the Lord to serve him as a priest. So after some time of discernment and prayer, he finally decided to enter seminary. Now, seminary wasn't the easiest thing in the world for Father Dennis, mostly because he hates to read. Being the extreme extrovert that he is, he had a different philosophy on reading assignments. He thought, why waste your time reading these books when you could just talk to the people that know the stuff and figure out what you need to know? So this is what he did, and it worked well for him. Ordained in 2002, his first assignment was St. Walter's in Roselle, which happens to be my home parish. As I said, I was in the 5th grade when he came to the parish. And to put it simply, Father Dennis completely destroyed any conception I had of priests up to that point in my life. To start, Father Dennis is a normal man. He is young, energetic, and super cool. I'd never seen a priest like that before in my life, and it was always a treat to be around him. It was clear to me, excuse me, it was clear to me, even as a junior high student, that he loved being a priest and ministering to the people of God. I served Mass for him frequently, and while I was serving, seeing the fire and joy within his soul, especially when he preached, I said to myself, I want whatever he has. Even after he was transferred, I was still able to keep in touch with him, and his encouragement throughout my high school years really gave me the courage to give this priesthood thing a shot. When I look at Father Dennis, I see a man who truly loves what he's doing. One of the biggest reasons he loves being a priest is the fact he gets to work with people. You always find him talking to people at the parish, in the school, really anywhere he goes. He's constantly looking to build relationships with people so that he could bring the love of Christ to them. Father Dennis is one of the most practical priests that I know, which means that he will do anything he can to help prepare people's hearts for an encounter with Christ. He has what he will call his coaching tips, which are just little pieces of advice he has acquired over the course of his life. These tips can range from how to use a thurible, to how to fight distractions in prayer, to how to build and maintain good relationships. He has a true desire to help people become the saints that God is calling them to be. Father Dennis is also very committed to his brother priests and us seminarians. So even though he didn't really enjoy school, Father Dennis was told that he should get his STL during the summers when he was still an associate. Father Dennis ended up getting this degree, writing his thesis about the spirituality of the diocesan priest. How cool is that? Because of this, he spends some of his vacation time every summer teaching at IPF, because he loves teaching seminarians and priests how to grow in their relationships with Jesus Christ. Also within the diocese, Father Dennis serves as the dean of his deanery and is the president of the Presbyteral Council. Now for some priests, they want positions like this because they want the title and the power that comes along with it. But Father Dennis sees it as a way to serve his brother priests. He knows that he has been given the gifts to be a good leader and to help foster community, and is willing to use those for the good of his brothers. But I'd say that the biggest reason I look up to Father Dennis, and probably the biggest reason that I'm in seminary today, is because of his unconditional love. A priest is called to love with the heart of Christ, which means that it must be pierced and a source of love for all that he meets. While wounded, the priest is able to love as Christ loved all the more, constantly laying down his life for his people. One thing Father Dennis says almost every time he celebrates Mass is, "Great praying with you today," because he truly sees it as a privilege to pray with and for the people the Lord has entrusted to him. He loves them, and so desires to walk with them as they pursue the Lord. And he isn't afraid to express this love either. For example, when I was living with him over Christmas break, every night before we went to bed, he would say, "Hey, guess what? I get to see Jim Olofson tomorrow morning." I'm not even that excited to see myself every morning. But he would say it with such sincerity that it was obvious it was genuine and from the heart. It is this reckless, unconditional love that makes Father Dennis my priest hero. Christ says that there is no greater love than to lay down your life for your friends. I see this embodied in Father Dennis, and through his love, I've been able to encounter Christ, who is love itself. Praise be Jesus Christ.
Now and forever.